be with you on your service learning day. This is really great. I think I speak for all of us that we have a love of animals, and in particular a passion for dogs. And then we heard about Helping Paws, that you can have dogs and help people. What a wonderful marriage of two great ideas. And so it really tickled my bone as this is how I would like to do something for the community as community service. We have these dogs for 2 to 2.5 years, and then they will go to someone with physical challenges, disabilities. And the mission of Helping Paws is to further the independence of people that have physical challenges through the use of a service dog. There's a difference between service dogs and therapy dogs, but have you guys all introduced yourselves?
A little bit.
Okay, so they all heard your names. We'll go through the line.
Well,
Let's go through the line. I'm Katie, and this is Ada. I named her Ada because I'm hoping that she'll give aid at some further time. Oh, I love it. And how old is Ada? Ada's 1.5 years.
Okay. And a girl. And Chuda Lono, he is named by a friend of mine who's a Russian teacher. And Chuda means miracle, marvel, wonder, and Lono means bosom buddy. So he's Chuda for short, but on Facebook he's Chuda Lono. Boy, he is 11 months old, and my name is Wendy.
Get sit. Now, stay. I'm John, and this is Jed. I didn't name Jed because Jed was actually being trained by somebody else initially, and then they had to give him up, and so I started working with him when he was about 6 months old. So I don't know why he was called Jed. Usually when I'm met out in public and people ask his name, they think I meant Chad. So I have to tell them Jed was in Jed Clampett, Beverly Hillbillies, if you see that show. Anyway, Jed is about 2.5 years old. He normally would be about ready to be placed, but he hasn't quite grown up mentally. He's got all his skills, but he still has to do a little bit more growing up.
Seva. Up. Let's go. This is Seva. She is 7 months old, so she's the baby of the group. So she'll be the least well behaved, because she's the youngest. And my name is Aida, and I named her Seva because it is a Sanskrit word that means giving without expectation, and that's what a service dog has to do.
There's a difference between service dogs, which these dogs are, and therapy dogs. Service dogs are dogs that somebody trains, takes care of, and then will give to a different forever home. So can you imagine having the love of your life for 2.5 years and then having to say it goes to someone else? That's going to rip our hearts out. But if you wrap your head around it, that you are doing something of great help to someone else, it makes it manageable. Therapy dogs, you probably have seen at hospitals or nursing homes. Maybe some of you have even had therapy dogs come on in for your reading programs. Any of you? No? You did talk a little bit about it.
That's what I did before.
Okay, so then you know the difference between those. That's good. Our breeding program has 14 breeding dogs right now. Out of a litter of around 10 puppies, only 5, maybe 6 would get placed. There are specific traits we're looking for in a service dog for Helping Paws. If you'll notice, these all look the same, don't they? They're golden retrievers. And like they said, we have mostly those and then some labs. But the reason we do that is because we want dogs that will have a very keen sense of retrieving, which is one of the most important things to do for someone with a handicap, a physical handicap. We go through the basics, and Alita's going to be talking to you about that. And then we go up a little bit more into manners and commands that we can do pretty reliably. And then we can go out into the public. And we are allowed through Minnesota law, as trainers or as an owner of a service dog, to go into any public facility in Minnesota. Not all states have that same law, but we are one of the very fortunate states to be able to have that. benefits. Can you think besides retrieving objects that fall? What could be a benefit of having a service dog if you were someone in a wheelchair?
Maybe you're lonely and you know
Compassion, companion, comfort, love. That's what these dogs can provide. What else? There's something else. Opening doors, absolutely. Maybe some of you have seen those big round discs that are getting smaller and smaller that make it more and more difficult for us trainers. Now it's down to a little button in some cases. Ada said. And they have to rise and they have to hit that and open doors. Good. Anything else? You've talked about something emotional, love. You've talked about physical, getting things. Anything else? Yes? Very good idea. That's a physical thing again. There is a social thing about it. Okay, typically, if we see somebody in the mall in a wheelchair, we look at them and then maybe we'll kind of look away. That person almost must feel like they're invisible because we don't want to appear like we're staring. But, you know, what do? It's an icebreaker. People in that wheelchair with a dog, maybe somebody will come up and say, I had a dog like that. Breaks the ice so you can have a conversation of some sort. So it's not just a chair, you see, it's the person in the chair. Or you might say, what does your dog do for you? Or, my dog certainly wouldn't be able to do the things that that dog can do. You know, that kind of thing. It just opens up for a conversation, which is really nice. These are working dogs. I know all of you probably are very aware that when you see a blue pack, it's a working dog, and if it's with someone in a wheelchair, and it appears like they're working together, you don't go up and pet it. Now,
You can ask.
you can ask, absolutely. And the reason for that is not that they're trying to be mean, it's because the dog has to stay focused on its owner and make sure that it's doing what the person wants them to do. Can you imagine if people would come up and pet these dogs all the time, the dog's attention would start looking for people that they could give love to, because golden retrievers love to give love. And they would be very much aware of all the people around waiting for someone to come up and pet them or give them a treat or something. That would not be good. Okay.